So last week, we look at the QM, we look at the QM and its confirmation. And I told you guys that the topic we did last week, that is a QM and how to identify a good QM, is the general understanding of what a QM is, okay? And I said that the QM, usually smart money traders and other, don't mind my area checking. It always disturbs me. Anyway, so when you look at it like this, people call it the left shoulder, okay? And the SNL is one of the resistances. Now, we have Bystra uses it, okay? And in a different way, okay? For her, it's not just a pattern. The pattern has to be equal to an engulfing, which we said yesterday. And that is going to be an engulfing, okay? And that's the first level of confirmation that this pattern is an engulfing, or an engulfing is this pattern. Now, with this, you have a first confirmation that, okay, you can trade the zone, okay? And the zone, it gives you some kind of precision in the engulfing, because if you are trading in only the engulfing, just using the engulfing, you mark that, you mark it this way, okay? And the whole of this zone is your sell zone, okay? But with confirming it, by confirming with the QM, you understand that the level is just, let's say it is here, okay? And therefore, you not concern yourself with so much, even though you can pick the trade using the confirmation method, but you know that at least this is the best zone to buy. And if you look at it carefully, right? If you look at it carefully and you are using the range, right? And you're using maybe ICT, you can say that this is around the utmost entry, okay? We are looking at above equilibrium, which is above 50%. That is where the QM is. So you're looking at more than 50% of this zone above it, which is a good trade. So that is what we did. And we said that after the engulfing, you could also look for a drop, base, drop, opposite the level, okay? It should be opposite. By opposite, I mean, it can be like this. It can be right below it. It can be slightly above it, okay? Right, but it should be adjacent it, okay? Opposite it like this. All right, so we confirm that. And say if you don't find my battery, please give me 1 minute. Let me charge my battery. All right. So we said that if you don't find a drop base drop opposite it, what you can find is a hidden base. Okay. So that's what we said last week. You can find a hidden base opposite it. And then when you have that, there's a high percentage, a high probability that this level or this engulfing is going to hold. Okay. So today, what are we doing? Today, we are going to talk about the different types of QM. QM is the left shoulder, okay? So the left shoulder can fail, okay? For instance, this left shoulder failed. This QM, yes, you got a good trade from there, but it failed. Once it fails, that level, when we say a QM has failed, what is a failed QM? A failed QM is a QM which price has closed above, okay, its head. So you see, we have a close above the head of this QM. Low, high, low, higher, high, lower, low, okay? We have closed above it. Once we have broken it, we have a QM that has failed. So a QM fails, it becomes what? A buy zone. A bearish QM fails, becomes a buy zone. A bullish QM fails, it becomes a sell zone, okay? But what requisite, or what do we need to confirm that zone? So a QM that has failed is powerful when it has a base opposite it. So for instance, this is a QM, okay? Price comes close to it, does this, okay, and breaks. When that happens, that level, okay, becomes a buy zone. Okay, it becomes a good buy zone. It doesn't mean that without this one, price cannot reverse around here. But with it price has a higher probability of reversing. Okay, and that's the same pattern we are seeing here. We have a high, a low, a higher high, a lower low. Okay, then we have a draw base, a rally base rally. Then we broke, we retested, and you see. Okay, so let me show you some examples. Recent trade, I think 15 minutes or 5 minutes. Okay, good, 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 good. Where were we? All right, so you see, now we have was it this one that I took? We broke, then boom. Okay, was it this one? No. Yes. Okay, so this is an example. So we have a QMM here. Okay, we have a QMM. So now you see when you look at it well, okay, in every QMM there's a QM. Usually you find it. So look at it this way. You have a QM. Okay, you have a QM, right? Okay, now the QM fails and goes up like this. This is a QMM, okay? Because it's a failed QM. But if you look at on the downside, there's also a QM that has been created, a new QM that has been created, okay? So this is something you need to note. Price creates a failed QM, and below it, there's a QM. That shoulder here, you see here, for instance, here, that shoulder is a QM, but the upper shoulder is this shoulder is a QMM, but the upper shoulder becomes the QM. So in every QM, there's a QMM. Okay. But I think the one I traded wasn't this one. Hold on. When was it? Okay. Let me check the US separators. For my neighbors. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me go to Telegram. Check. All right. Okay. So this is the one I'm talking about. Okay, right, you see, so in here we have a low, so it was a 5 minute. Okay, a low, a high, a lower low, a higher high. Okay, so this is supposed to be a buy zone, and I actually bought from here. Okay, I actually bought from here. It failed. Okay, so we have a buy zone here. I have a buy zone because it was adjacent, it was on the trend line. So I decided to buy and it failed. Okay. So when it failed, what pattern did it create? It created a low, a high, lower, low, a higher high, which has been broken. So you have the break here. Okay. You have the break. And so this break becomes what? A sell zone. Okay. So that's the pattern that I've drawn. Okay. And what I'm trying to say is that on it, there is a QM level every time. Okay, because you have a high, a low, a higher high, and a lower low. Okay, so here, this is a QM. Okay, and this is a QMM. And price will always get to the QMM before getting to the QM in this kind of pattern. Okay, all right. So, okay, all right. So let's go on. So that is one of the QM, which is called a QMM. That is a Quasimodo manipulation. Okay. So with Quasimodo manipulation, price has failed. And price has failed to use the Quasimodo, has broken a QM level. But before breaking a QM level, it left a base opposite it. So we have a drop base drop opposite it or a rally base rally opposite it, depending on whether you're selling or buying. So let me check the 5 minute thing that I was talking about. I think, yes, this is it. This is it. Okay, this is it. This is it. So we have a low, a high, a lower low, and a higher high. And look, just look at it. Okay, just look at it. Base opposite, then on. All right, so what else? Now, when you take the QM, QMM, okay, the confirmation of the QMM is also ATF engulfing, okay, plus, okay, I have a call coming. ATF engulfing, okay, a base opposite it, a base opposite the QM. Okay, so we have first the QM is also confirmed by higher time frame engulfing. The QM is also confirmed by a base QMM equal to failed QM plus base opposite. Okay, so you have a base opposite. Okay, you have a base opposite. You have a higher time frame engulfing or engulfing failed. Engulfing failed. Okay, why engulfing failed? Because the previous engulfing had been broken. So we have an engulfing here, which was a QM, okay, an engulfing which was a QM, and that engulfing has been engulfed. Okay, that engulfing has been engulfed. Has been engulfed. Okay, this is just logic. Okay, some being logical. Okay, because if this engulfing was equal to, look at it, okay, was equal to something like this, when it breaks, it becomes something like this, like this. Okay, so you see, it has been broken. So this engulfing field is your QM. Okay, not all engulfing field have a QMM, but this is a confirmation if you have an engulfing field and becomes a QMM. So in this situation, where is our engulfing field? This is our engulfing field. Okay, this is our engulfing field. Okay, now if we're just looking at the engulfing field, you'll be afraid to be taking the trade, to take the trade, because you will feel price may go up here to the QM. No, the QMM is going to stop it because there's confirmation for it. There's confirmation for it. Okay, right. You can also think about using this QMM. Okay, you can also use this QMM. Why? Low, high, lower, lower, higher, high. Price use a QM, and then coming back, it's all around the same level. Okay, now look at this. Look at this. I don't know. Let me check. So we have a low, a high, a lower low, a higher high. What do you have opposite it? This is what we did last week. A QM has a base opposite it. It's a good trade. Confirmation. Do you have an engulfing on a higher time frame? Yes, we do. You see, very beautiful. This. I don't know, but this is so simple. Very, very simple. Okay, we have a confirmation opposite it, and it meets all the requirements. It meets every requirement that you need from a QM. A high, a low, a high, a lower, low, a higher, high. Opposite, we have a rally, base rally. Okay, and a higher time frame engulfing. This is a buy. This is a buy, and this is a good buy. It's a good buy from here. Okay, take profit here. You monitor this engulfing. Okay. All right. So that is it. That is a QMM. Please, do you understand QMM? Question.
Yes, I have one question.
Okay. Go on. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, when you show us with the line chart,
Mm-hmm.
before breaking the engulfing failed, okay, we have like 2 to 3 bases, okay.
Before the
So
engulfing
which
failed, which one? On which time frame? The one I just did?
no, no, you have showed me like with the line chart by drawing. You showed me like engulfing failed.
Mm-hmm.
Before failing, it bases 1, 2, 3 bases. So which will be the correct base to
God.
select? Is it to near to the QM level or the top one?
Which one are you talking about?
Yeah,
Wait. The example I just gave, price was
yeah.
here. Five
No, not
minutes.
in the chart. Like you draw the lines in that one.
I'm coming. Hold on. This is the engulfing I was talking about. This one, right? How many bases are in front? I said the base opposite. This one is not opposite this. This one is opposite this. Do you understand?
Okay,
Opposite the level. So when I do it on the line chart, okay, I get your question. When I do it like this, okay,
came down.
I came down, when I was doing this.
Yes.
Yes, it is the one opposite. So it's not about how many pattern is the one that is right opposite the level.
Okay.
Okay, that the one right opposite the level. That is what you are going to use. Okay, so you
Okay.
see that it
Yeah.
has there's a lot of them in this particular, even in this particular chart. Look at this one. Okay, look here. Okay, you have a QM. You close above this. You have a QM level, right? This is the QM level here. Okay, this is a QM level. Price broke. Okay, didn't break the QM. Okay, so now it broke the QM from here. You see the retest. When it reached that level, when it reached the QM level, it reacted. So you have a drop, base drop opposite it. So price came and reacted to it. Okay, though it didn't go down, but you could see that yes, it reacted. And where did it react again? It's not just the QM, it is a QM2. High, low, higher high, lower low, price reacted to it. Okay. All right. So that is why direction, because for these patterns, I'm telling you, you will find them in every direction. It is just like harmonics and all those things. Okay. Where they are looking for bat, butterfly, all those things, like this one. They can happen anywhere. You can see them. If you want to see them, you see them anywhere. But if you don't know direction, you will trade and then you get out. Okay. So that is why in my mentorship, I emphasize on direction most of the time. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. And one more thing. If you go to the daily chart,
Daily.
yeah, daily chart. So in the current scenario,
Mhm.
so now it is in daily rally, base rally,
Yes.
and this base has taken out the previous high onto the left.
Mhm.
Yeah, is it valid for the buys or we have to look for the confirmation?
You wait for confirmation. You don't have confirmation, you don't buy. And
Yeah, and
I've thought about this
like,
confirmation thing. If it reaches there, you know what to be formed. If it's formed, then you start looking for buy. It's the same thing that happened here. The same thing that happened here. And it's the
yes,
same thing um, that happened here. It's the same thing that happened here. Same thing that happened here.
yes,
Confirmation, first confirmation, you buy. It couldn't break this. It means you are not going. It came down. We broke. You see, here we're going up. This is a resistance in terms of engulfing. Price couldn't break it. It came back. We broke a first resistance on the daily. Okay, so you have confirmation. We are going up. Okay, so our time is still. You can ask question on this topic. We join again and we do one more topic. Today I'm doing 3 sessions for you guys. Okay, all right. Any other
thank
question?
Bonjour, monsieur.
Oh bonjour. On dit quoi?
Ouais, ça va, ça va. Voilà, je voulais faire un petit résumé pour truc. Bon, à propos de la pattern QMM, là,
Oui,
donc c'est une pattern QMC qui a échoué qui devient QMM. C'est
oui,
ce
c'est
que j'ai.
ça.
Ok,
Voilà.
d'accord.
Et puis,
Ok, parfait.
à côté de lui, du
Mhm.
niveau QMM, on doit avoir
Oui,
un base,
oui,
rally base
oui, oui, je
value
vois.
derrière. Donc,
Allez,
c'est,
Bismarck.
voilà, voilà.
D'accord, ok. Ok, parfait, merci.
De rien, de rien. Any other question? You were surprised I'm speaking Chinese. I'm a Chinese man. I told you guys. Any other question? Please let us do what we are to do today. Must you take a training? Ah, no, not that. Please let's do what we are doing. Oh, no, not that. Any question? Any question? No violence, okay? No violence. I am the one that the questions are being asked to, okay? If I'm not annoying, you, the one watching, you don't have the right to be throwing such comment, okay? Please, let's discipline ourselves a little bit. Anyway, no question. So I'm ending the session so that we rejoin again and then we do the last portion of QM. Then we will finish with QM. Then we can move to other things next week. Now, when you finish with QM, it's just, I've given a full strategy, direction plus patterns and engulfing. Okay, so you know how to go about it. Anyway, so I'm ending the session. We join again, and then we start the one we call the QMC, which is important. Okay, let me see. I think I'm reading message. Thanks, man. Okay, all right. Okay, stop.